Sponsored by Surfshark. Yes, it's another Razr, but this time around, nostalgia for the name isn't part of the game plan. Instead, Motorola has made a phone that's all 2025, from the top-tier silicon to the dedicated button of dubious benefit. The biggest reason I love these phones, though?
Because I made them wood. Good!
Okay, only one of the Razr Ultras is made of wood, but that's part of a spectrum of material and color choices spanning all three of Motorola's 2025 foldables that, for me, makes these the most exciting designs in the phone world. That's partially a product of the Motorola partnership with Pantone, and it really couldn't have come at a better time for a company looking to stand out. Because each year, every other phone manufacturer seems to renew its devotion to shipping the dullest colors imaginable. Whoever it was that spearheaded the return of fun at Motorola, thank you. I've been waiting for wood to return to my phone since the last time I carried a Moto X a decade ago. And honestly, it might be the most practical option too. The vegan leather on earlier Razrs got sticky pretty quickly, and while Alcantara is lovely to touch on day one, we learned from the first Microsoft Surface laptop a long time ago that it's not a material that wears well. Other improvements to the Razr Ultra are more practical. A titanium-reinforced hinge is more than just a good buzzword. You can feel the refinement across the whole range of movement, and you can also position the Razr at more angles when open. The new hinge also allows for a wider radius fold on the display, further reducing a crease that was already pretty minimal to begin with. That combines with the boosted peak brightness and filed-down frame to produce a 7-inch folding AMOLED that I think is the best in the clamshell category. The cover screen on the outside was already category-leading, but it's gotten even more support for custom widgets and apps, so you can use even more of the phone without opening it. That outer OLED has gotten brighter, too, and I'm hopeful the Corning Gorilla Glass Ceramic outperforms the prior Victus in drop resistance, because the Razr's 2.5D corners do make it inherently more fragile than Samsung's aluminum-enclosed Galaxy Flip family. Don't ask me how I know. Speaking of Samsung, last year I said that company's newest foldables didn't get enough credit for their maturity, the aggregate total of small improvements over many generations that resulted in some really strong products. And the Razr Ultra's hardware feels like the equivalent achievement for Motorola. I don't even mind that it's 10 grams heavier than last year's Razr Plus. If anything, it only makes it feel more solid and reliable. Probably it's a direct result of the battery, 17% larger than last year's and therefore a full-day reservoir, with usually about 20% to spare by the end of a 16-hour shift, even after heavy camera use and hotspotting. And the more I use it, the more refinements float to the surface, like the sharper, tappy haptics that are more satisfying than any flip phone has yet delivered. Or the 30-watt wireless charging, or the 68-watt wired charging that takes it from empty to full in 58 minutes. That's assuming you have a capable charger, which I wish Motorola had included in the box rather than spam me with an invitation to buy one. At the phone's $1,300 price point, this feels icky. For all its sharp hardware, the Razr is dulled somewhat by the AI distractions that have become a hallmark of 2025. Like nothing, Motorola added a dedicated button for AI to the Ultra, and also like nothing, it didn't add quite enough utility to justify that button. It's what you expect, a voice recorder that transcribes and summarizes briefings, calls, or meetings so you can review the notes later on. A Catch Me Up feature that condenses your notifications into digestible sound bites. And a Look and Talk feature that wakes the phone when you glance at it so you can just start talking to the AI minions within. No wake word required. But in my testing, the voice recorder was buggy. It got hung up trying to transcribe one of my briefings for a couple hours and heated the phone up until I rebooted and reattempted. Catch Me Up only supports a handful of apps, so it's effectively useless for our current landscape of umpteen messaging platforms, and its summaries are often dangerously inaccurate. And Look and Talk, well, it's a cool idea, is just not a great fit for how I use my phone. If I'm sitting with my device deployed on a desk, it's usually because I've got my laptop alongside it. So most things I want to ask the internet about, I'll just type into a browser on my computer. It's also prone to accidental activation, and it requires that you set up Face Unlock, which I personally don't like as much as the fingerprint scanner. Ultimately, this is the same old AI story, at least for me. It's more useful in concept than in execution, which makes it a big bummer that you can't remap the button to something that would actually be useful. I tried 3 different apps for this, and no joy. And while I admit I'm speculating about this, it feels like the addition of all this AI has served as a distraction to the software team, whose efforts would have been better spent optimizing Motorola's version of Android 15. The Razr Ultra review sample I've spent the past 10 days with has been buggier than the Razr Plus I used for the past year. The cover screen camera viewfinder intermittently turns off.
You're supposed to be on, and now you turn on.
What? And for a while, switching to video mode would crash the whole camera app. Oh, and this 8 is upside down, right? Pre-production sample running pre-release software and all that, but Motorola has an opportunity here to reinforce its hardware leadership in foldables with a top-shelf software experience too. And given its reputation for slow Android updates, I think it should have put more effort into optimization than chasing the same AI hype as every other company shouting "Me too" into the void. One thing Motorola has been optimizing is camera quality, which is something I say every year because every year the Razr shooter falls short in some respect. But this year's samples actually surprised me, and I'll share them after the shark. Using a VPN is like wearing pants. All the important stuff stays private when you step foot outside. That's an analogy from channel sponsor Surfshark, a VPN that keeps your browsing between you and the site you're visiting. How? By routing your connection through any of 3,200 servers in over 100 locations. That makes it harder for your service provider to do things like throttle your connection or charge you more based on the type of content you're streaming. It means you can still get web results from your home country even when you're traveling. Helpful when you want to see prices in dollars versus dinero. And you know those pop-up ads that get so intrusive you can't even read the website underneath? With Surfshark's Clean Web mode, you can knock those out. Secure your privacy with Surfshark and get an extra 4 months at the link in the description. Thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. I've been able to test the Razr Ultra's 50-megapixel cameras in a fairly wide range of scenarios for this review. It's been a busy week, from art shows with David and Mel, to a Spotify event celebrating the launch of a new AI DJ with David Kogan, to movies about friendship with both Davids and a Hayato, to album recording parties, to a rooftop barbecue.
Party's life.
To another concert with one of my oldest friends from my Boston days, to a crash bug squashing session with Click's co-founder Jeff. Yes, we made a Clicks for the Razr Ultra, link in the description. Honestly, it's all a bit of a blur, and I expected the Razr to add to that moto blur with its historically weak optical performance. But truthfully, I like a lot of the photos and even videos it produced, which is not something I can recall saying about any Razr, at least not recently. I think Motorola made the right move in restoring the ultra-wide shooter, because ultra-wide is especially important on a phone that lets you use its main camera array for selfies. And restoring that ultra-wide also gave the phone better macro capabilities. Now, is it going to be my first choice for any situation, especially low light? No, not at all. But again, it did a lot better than I expected, and I think most folks will be pleased. I'll go silent for a moment so you can take in these samples in an unadulterated manner.
To blend all those cool things that you know so well. And DJ, of course, is that personalized AI guide that knows you and your music taste so well that it can choose what to play for you next.
No such thing as too much.
The rest of the Razr Ultra experience is dotted by little delights. I love that it wakes up when you reach for it, and I'm still charmed by its various media player animations. IP48 ingress protection means rainstorms are still nothing to worry about, though I wonder why Motorola ditched the true dust resistance rating the 2023 Razrs sported. The 4 here indicates it's only protected against, among other things, large ants. Phone calls are still solid on speakerphone and earpiece, and in the latter mode, you still get the self-stabilized Motorola logo on the flip. Though I wish the screen wouldn't wake up on calls as often. Another little bug that's been around for, frankly, too long. On the whole, software hiccups and AI quibbles aside, the Razr Ultra is the best clamshell foldable out there, with a roster of upgrades that I think justify even its increased price. Motorola also offers Razr options at $999 and $699, the cheaper of which I'm hoping to review later in the season if there's enough interest. Let me know in the comments. And if Samsung sticks to schedule, we can expect the Galaxy Flip 7 to hit the scene sometime this summer. While the Galaxy tends to be the less exciting flip, Samsung is also substantially faster at software updates, offers them for 7 years instead of 3, and provides more options for service and repair as well. So while Motorola may currently hold the clamshell crown, its lead is far from locked in. Disclosures. Review device provided by Motorola and tested with pre-release software. Also, I'm a co-founder of Clix Technology, which produces an accessory for the Razr family, among others. However, neither Motorola, nor Clix, nor any other company was given copy approval, editorial input, or an early look at this video. The lone sponsor is Surfshark. Please subscribe to the Mr. Mobile if you'd like to see more videos like this. Until next time, from Michael Fisher, Captain Two Phones on social, thanks for watching. And stay mobile, my friends.